It's been over 60 years since the first black superhero appeared in comics, but even now in 2020, the importance of black representation and black superheroes is as important as ever. It was just 2 years ago in 2018 that Black Panther broke box office records with nearly $1.3 billion worldwide and was the first superhero film to be nominated for Best Picture by the Academy. The film broke barriers for being the highest grossing film from a black director, Ryan Coogler, and solidified Black Panther as one of the strongest heroes in the Marvel Universe, turning him into a household name. Black stories have always been a tale of the times. Whether it's Blue Marvel having to wear a full face helmet just to disguise the fact that America's hero is a black man, or Black Panther dealing with colonization as T'Challa, King of Wakanda. These stories, although fantasy at the core, continue to shed light on the dark spots of America. Since their inception in 1934 and in 1939 respectively, DC and Marvel have strived to take people out of their normal lives and entertain them with superheroism, comedic relief, and inclusion. With all that said though, it was still almost 30 years until we would see a black superhero join the fold. To be more specific, the Fantastic Four issue 52 in July of 1966 introduced the world to Black Panther and was the first time we'd see a black superhero in the mainstream. The Black Panther creators dealt with public criticism due to people thinking T'Challa's superhero persona was aligned with the Black Panther Party, a political activist organization founded in Oakland to combat police brutality and other issues faced by the black community.
All power to the people!
But the Black Panther Party was founded in October of 1966. 3 months after T'Challa first appeared. Black Panther originated in a time both far away and eerily familiar. In 1966, T'Challa would have witnessed the Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, and the rise of Martin Luther King Jr. And in 2018, Chadwick Boseman's live iteration of Black Panther would have lived through the hope of Barack Obama's presidency, an America divided under Donald Trump's administration, and the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement. But Black Panther was just the beginning. Following his success and in 1969, Marvel introduced the first African-American superhero, Sam Wilson, also known as Falcon. Starting in Captain America issue 117, Falcon is seen fighting along Captain America and the rest of the Avengers. Now moviegoers and comic book fans will know this, but spoiler alert to whoever's been sleeping under a rock. Sam Wilson would later take on the mantle of Captain America, and on the cover of all new Captain America issue number 1 in November of 2014, Sam Wilson is seen with the iconic vibranium shield in hand. In the years to come, Marvel and DC would answer the public demand for more representation by creating many of the black superheroes we know today. Luke Cage and John Stewart's Green Lantern coming in 1971 and Black Lightning in 1977. Tasking Luke Cage with protecting Harlem against the likes of Black Maria, Cottonmouth, and my personal favorite Bushmaster, and making Jefferson Pierce aka Black Lightning a teacher by day and retired vigilante by night, protecting the kids in his community, showcased and humanized not only the black superheroes, but the neighborhoods they call home. These characters were an instrumental part in making sure real stories were told and represented. Because all too often, Hollywood chooses to portray the stereotypical black guy or black friend on screen. For Marvel and DC to be that progressive in the 1960s and 70s was very rare and courageous. Now I've been talking a lot about the first black men to join the superhero fold. It's time for me to put some respect on the black women. Although it didn't take centuries for us to see the female representation like it did for the women's right to vote, the first black female superhero would come multiple years after their male counterparts. While 1971's The Butterfly may have been the first, the era of black female superheroes goes as far back as 1967, when Eartha Kitt played the role as Catwoman in the Batman TV show. Though Catwoman was originally created as a white woman in 1940, representation leads to inspiration, and Kitt's portrayal did just that. In 1973, DC created Nubia, a twin of Wonder Woman made out of clay. Often referred to as Black Wonder Woman, she would forever be Wonder Woman's shadow and never evolved out of the past old worn stereotypes. Personally, I would love to see what a black woman could do with this character in today's Hollywood landscape. Created in 1975, Misty Knight first appeared with Luke Cage in Marvel Premiere issue number 21. At the time, Knight's character was more of a sidekick, but she was a rising star who eventually became a lieutenant of the NYPD. And after the loss of her right arm, it was Tony Stark, yes, Iron Man himself, who would actually be the one to give her the iconic bionic arm she's known for. Launching that same year, but vastly different in origin stories, Aurora Monroe, better known to the world as Storm, has ties back to Kenya as well as America, and her adventures with X-Men encompasses both. Storm will go down as not only the first black team lead in a Marvel series, but the first black female lead as well. and with her abilities to control the elements as well as fly, Storm is seen as one of the strongest mutants on Earth. One of my favorite Storm storylines is in Black Panther Volume 4, Issue 18, a story that centers around Monroe's wedding with the King of Wakanda, Black Panther. And this is a part of the video where I gave you guys the homework. Beyond the few that I've highlighted here, there are so many more superheroes, stories, and adventures out there. This is just the beginning, and I'm merely touching the surface. As a comic book fan, you love to see it. I learned about a black superhero who was forced to wear a mask like Blue Marvel, and now we got Riri Williams out here being our next Iron Man. In 2018, not only did we disprove the notion that black stories don't do well in Hollywood, we proved that they could be a worldwide success. And now with the news of Chadwick Boseman's passing, we only hope he knew the impact that he had on so many. The young, black, and talented Chadwick Boseman accomplished what the original Black Panther did all those years ago. Swung to open the doors for more opportunities to tell black stories by black creators, with black actors, for black audience to see themselves represented on a global stage. Rest easy, King. Wakanda forever.